Hey there, welcome to another Slightly Redneck video. Today I'm going to be kind of giving an update on my cheap garden beds I built a couple months back here, show you kind of the results I've got out of them. Mixed results, so they're not the best looking plants in the world, but they're still growing, and I'll go through some of that detail with you real quick. But then I also want to, the main focus of this video is show you how to build a kind of a cheap low tunnel to put over your garden beds. I've built it out of PVC. And I'll walk you through that process and show you how that works and how I drape some plastic over it and cover it up. It's going to look a little bit, rough, maybe a little rednecked, but it's going to work. It'll give me a good little greenhouse to grow in over the winter time. So let me get right started on it here. We'll take you on a tour and then we'll get to it. All right, so these are the garden beds that I built in my last cheap garden bed video. What I want to show you first of all is the Brussels sprouts, and let me just tell you, I've done nothing to these garden beds. I put the plants in the ground, covered it with cardboard. You guys can watch my cheap garden bed video and you'll see kind of how I did it. But that's it. That's all I've done. I haven't watered it. I haven't done anything to it. So it was kind of an experiment I wanted to show you here. But you can see the plant, like this is a Brussels sprout plant. Let me get out of the sun. This is a Brussels sprout right here. It just got decimated by cabbage worms. I mean, they just ate the leaves completely off of it. But what I think is pretty interesting about this is the thing still grew and it's still producing Brussels sprouts. Look at that, Brussels sprouts all over it. So, and I did this kind of as an experiment. I've never grown Brussels sprouts or cabbages or anything like that, so I don't have predator bugs to keep the the cabbage worms and things in check. I don't have anything like that in place, and I didn't really want to mess with spraying a bunch of chemicals or pesticides on them, so I really just did nothing. And they managed to take out a few of them. Like there's one right there. I can't see where I'm pointing on screen, but you get the idea. There's one right there that's pretty much gone. Two of them right there, pretty much gone. The rest of them looking pretty sickly here, but they're producing. They're putting Brussels sprouts on, so I'm going to let them grow through the winter and see what happens. But my point to this is, I did absolutely nothing. I put them in the ground in a cheap garden bed, and I walked away from them. So, that's something. My cabbage is doing a little bit better, and actually there's quite a few of those that are actually doing pretty good, starting to form some good cabbage heads. You can see there's one right there that's getting ready to form. Another one in that one right there. One of them didn't do quite so well. They got eaten up pretty good, but not nearly as bad as the Brussels sprouts did. So anyway, we've got garlic growing down the center here. You can see garlic's coming up right there. There's some garlic coming up right there and there. Something like this, if you planted green beans into, they'd probably do a whole lot better. And I may do that in the spring, but what I'm going to do today is cover them. So let's go over my little hoop house setup here. What I've got is just PVC. I think these are 8-foot, you could do 10-foot PVC pipes. This is 3/4 inch, I think. No, it's 1/2 inch Schedule 40 PVC. The way I got it in the ground, let me get down here where you can see. There we go. What I did is I took a piece of rebar and cut it off, about 3 feet. It was like a 6-foot piece, and I cut it in half and drove half of it down in here and left about 2 or 3 inches sticking out. And then I just take that PVC and shove it over the top, and it holds. Last year I took, there's a big long piece right here. I took this and I had it tied up on the top of this to kind of give some support, but they've been sitting in the sun for a year now. They're pretty sturdy. I don't even need that anymore. So all I'm going to do is take this piece of plastic here that I got, had on there last year. I bought that at Lowe's, I think, for, I don't know, it's the thickest plastic I could get, I think, and it was, I don't remember how much it was, but I got a whole roll of it. Maybe $10 is what I spent on that. And I'm just going to drape it over the top of this and clamp it down or tie it down or whatever I can figure out to get it to stay. Probably what I'll do is lay it down and lay some wood chips on it and, mulch it out on the sides to keep that down. So it's not going to be the most beautiful and elegant greenhouse ever, but you know what, I'll cover these, and all these plants should continue to grow all winter long. It's actually December right now, and we've had some nights that are pretty chilly down in the mid-20s, so I'm kind of surprised all these plants are still alive, but I figured I might as well get them covered. So, all right, so there it is with the plastic draped over it. I mean, it's nothing special. All I did was, I've got a piece of plastic that goes the whole length of it, and I cut it to size to where it kind of wraps over this by, I don't know, a couple inches. Maybe 6 inches or something like that. And then I use these clamps that I got from Harbor Freight for well, I want to say they're 50 cents each or something like that. They're cheap. I just clamp it onto the PVC, wrap it around. I cut another piece for the doors, the ends, that was roughly, I mean, I didn't take any special care here, but I cut it roughly the size of the opening, and I just wrap it around like so. And I'm going to put another clamp on it down here to kind of hold it down. What I'm going to do is take some of these wood chips here, lay it across this plastic right there, and that'll hold the sides down. And it should be fine. I mean, it doesn't need to be airtight, watertight. In fact, a little bit of ventilation is not going to hurt it at all. But that's pretty much all there is to it. Super easy, very crude, but it's effective. It'll work, and you know, get the job done. So hopefully, you know, you learned something here today. Let me turn around. Hopefully, you know, this is something that's kind of valuable for you. If you have your own tips or anything to share, then please feel free to do so. You could definitely spend a little bit more time and a little bit more money, make this a lot nicer with some, you know, opening sides that flip up or whatever. But, you know, I'm just looking for something to get me through a couple of months in the wintertime, so I'm not getting into this bed every other day. I'm just going to pretty much leave these until I want to harvest them. So anyway, feel free, please leave comments. Thanks again for watching, and as always, God bless.